Hi everyone, Cobweb Rose here, and it is that time! It is time for the Packing the Pack video with all of the gear that I'm going to be taking on my 2023 AT through hike attempt this year, starting this month, and I am so excited. Guys, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button below, check out my blog on the trek, and check out my Instagram for photos of my gear, and I think that's everything. So let's get started. Okay, so first up on the list of things that I'm bringing with me are the clothes that are going to be on my back. I have this lovely AT buff here to wear on my head. I'm just wearing this simple Under Armour t-shirt and then these purple Sahara guide pants from REI. I'm going to be wearing just a simple Timex watch, something I wear in my everyday life, as you could probably tell by my watch tan. I'm going to be wearing this Groove Life ring in place of my really nice wedding bands, simply because these things are really, really hardy. They're very stylish and comfortable. 10 out of 10 recommend Groove Life if you're looking for a ring that you can kind of beat up but still have a good warranty on in your daily life. Maybe bringing this neck knife. This is an Essex knife they ordered off Amazon. The brand is Izula, I think. Pretty lightweight, just add a little bit of cord to actually make it into a neck knife. And then things that you can't see on my feet are going to be my Injinji sock liners and my Darn Tough outer socks, my ex officio underwear, my ex officio bra, and my Dirty Girl gaiters, and my Ultra Women's Timp 4 trail runners replaced with lock laces instead of the actual laces. Okay, next on the list is the big three. So I'm going to be taking my Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60-liter pack. Gossamer Gear does include all of the pockets in the actual literage of the pack, and then there's a nice little zip top on top as well. This pack is honestly the best fitting pack that I've ever owned, and I did go ahead and order the shoulder pocket. This is the size large, I believe, and then I replaced the hip belt from the medium, that is the default that it comes with, to the small, and the only complaint I have about the size small is that they didn't keep the second zipper pocket on the right. It's just a little mesh pocket that I can put snacks down in. This pack does come with a sit pad built into it and a removable internal frame. You guys will notice a couple of things on my pack. One is my sweat snot rag, but this is just an REI like quick drying micro towel. And then this is going to be my little mascot on the way to Katahdin. This is an upside down turtle pin. It's actually something I started putting on my nursing badge when I was a brand new nurse, to remind myself that even though the turtle sometimes is flipped on its back and in a really bad situation, it is all about your perspective, because you know what, that turtle thinks that he's flying. So this is just my reminder to embrace the suck, be that turtle that's flying instead of focused on being stuck on his back. I also have my Gossamer Gear The 2 tent with my mix of MSR groundhog steaks, as well as 2 of the original steaks that came with this, just for putting out my guy lines. I also have a Polycro footprint in here, and of course my Lakey trekking poles. These are the Cressida poles. I don't even know if they make these anymore, but they have corkboard handles, and these things have been absolutely phenomenal both for hiking and then also for setting my tent up. And then if you guys watched my sleep system video from earlier, you'll know that my winter sleeping bag of choice is the Mountain Hardwear Women's Bishop Pass Zero, the regular size, not the tall because I'm very short, combined with my REI Co-op Flash All Seasons pad and my Gossamer Gear 1/8 inch foam pad for just extra added insulation. Okay, next up is my first aid, toiletries, and emergency section. This is my first aid kit / gear repair kit. If you want to know what's in here, feel free to watch one of my previous videos to find out what I'm bringing with me on the AT. I also have my emergency water filtration kit. I have a tiny little plastic cup that if it's a very slow flowing or shallow water source, I can use this little cup to pour water down into my smart water bottles and use that to filter it a little bit easier. I have a spare smart water bottle sport cap, as well as a Sawyer squeeze cap and a couple of extra O-rings. I recently lost one, so I definitely recommend carrying spare O-rings with you. I have a dirty cap for my dirty water bottle when I need to take my Sawyer squeeze off of it and sleep with it at night, which I have a little plastic bag here for. And then I have a little quarter piece of a bandana just to help with filtering out silty water or otherwise like water with a lot of debris in it. This bottle here, as the bottle points out, is not water. This is a wide mouth collapsible Nalgene that I got off of Amazon, and this is actually a pee bottle for in my tent at night. And ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend one of these because if it's cold and wet and rainy, you do not want to have to roll out of your nice warm tent to go out in the woods to pee. So I recommend getting one of these, and then you can toss out all the pee in it in the morning. Sounds a little gross, but I promise it's one of the best things you'll ever get. For the number 2 department, I do have a Gossamer Gear lightweight trowel. I have some Wilderness wash for wiping my hands afterwards, and then I have some toilet paper I just rehomed to wrapping around a Chick-fil-A straw. Now, gentlemen, if you want to skip the next like 30 seconds or so, I'm going to be talking period supplies for that time of month, and yes, I am showing you what I'm actually bringing because I feel like it's important for ladies to see what other ladies are doing on the trail. So if you want to skip ahead, go for it now. I'm going to be bringing these wipes that are specifically designed to clean my menstrual cup, which I purchased from Flex. It is a reusable menstrual cup. Comes with like a little bag you can put it in, and then these cups are really good for containing all of that mess when it's that time of month on trail. I'm also choosing to bring a pair of just period panties with me so that I don't have to carry and restock pads for my kid, and then I just have a little baggie to keep all of that in. All right, gents, I hope you're back on again because we're going back into emergency supplies. This is my clothesline for drying things out in case there aren't any friendly bushes or trees around for me to hang my stuff up when it gets wet. I have a lighter, and then I have some cotton balls, which I pair with some Vaseline from my normal toiletries kit if I need to start a fire on the fly. I have a little hairbrush here to help tame the mane. I've got an extra hairband because I am notorious for losing these hairbands on trail. And then I have some earplugs in case I get in a shelter where somebody is snoring. Also have a couple of pairs of hot hands with me. Those obviously will not have to be packed in the summertime. And then I have this cheap little aluminum glasses case to keep my glasses in. And riding the top is just some sleep aid that I have rehomed into a little Burt's Bees canister. I'm hoping that after the first month on trail, I won't actually need any of that anymore because I'll be on literally the most natural circadian rhythm your body can get, which is rising with the sun and going to bed with the sun. All right, water filtration. 1 smart water bottle for clean water and 1 smart water bottle for dirty water with my Sawyer squeeze filter riding the top. Okay, next up is our camp kitchen category. This, as you already know, is my good friend Stickers. Stickers is a BV475 bear canister that I'm going to be taking with me on the trail. Stickers is a little bit heavy. She weighs 2.6 pounds just on her own. And the reason I'm choosing to bring her is honestly because I suck at throwing a bear bag, and that's just not something I want to have to do when I get into camp every night. It's much easier just take Stickers out to the woods and kind of, you know, throw her wherever away from my campsite, and just go back and get her in the morning again. So Stickers will be coming with me, hopefully all the way to Maine. But inside of Stickers, I'm keeping things that will have to ride in her in the middle of the night. One of them is just this REI Nalgene water bottle for me making my protein shakes in the morning. I have a homemade koozie here that I literally just made out of one of those windshield sunscreens and some duct tape, so this I can use to create my meals and help them cook faster. Then in this little guy, I have my titanium spork. This is just a generic titanium spork that I purchased off of Amazon, long handled obviously, so I can get to the bottom of my freezer bags. And then I have this little grip stick because a lot of my freezer bags are actually going to be vacuum sealed, and once you open those packs, there's no way to close them to help keep in the heat while you're trying to cook them. So that is what this little guy is for, is to help keep those meals closed so they don't go everywhere when I'm trying to heat them up. I'm taking a little bit of aluminum foil just so that if I want to cook a campfire meal I can, or if I want to use my top to my cook set to cook something, I can cover that up and cook whatever's in the top while I'm boiling water in the bottom. So speaking of the cook set, I have a Snow Peak cook set, and I'm not a huge fan of the little like frying pan they give you as a lid, but I'm going to use this to cook any items that are not water. So that way my cook set doesn't start tasting weird, and I'm going to be using this as a lid. I also have this Sea to Summit X mug. It is collapsible. It has grips on the outside. It's good for hot and cold liquids, has measurements on the inside, and I absolutely love this cup.
Of course, I have my pot itself. It does have collapsible handles on the side, and I'm just going to be using this for boiling water in camp. Now, wrapped in this, another one of these REI quick drying micro towels is my fuel canister. I'm just bringing a 4-ounce fuel canister to start because I'm only planning on hot cooking 1 meal a day. And then I have my MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe. The only difference between this and the classic Pocket Rocket is just that this one has a starter on it. I have some spare bags inside of stickers. I have some personal medications in there, and then I have my bag of all of my smellable items. So I have some baby wipes for cleaning up in camp. I have a collapsible toothbrush. You can purchase this from the travel section at pretty much any of the major stores. I think I got this one from Walmart. I have some Natural bug repellent. I have some sunscreen that I rehomed into this tiny little bottle. I have artificial tears, which technically don't need to be in this bag because these are unscented, but since I wear contacts, I do have to take them with me. I have a travel size toothpaste. I have some Afterbite, the Vaseline that we talked about earlier, some Burt's Bees hand salve, Burt's Bees rescue ointment, and I have a tiny little thing of floss. Now, this is not something that has to go in stickers overnight, but I also have a supply of contacts. I wear dailies, that's why there's so many of them. But honestly, I much prefer hiking in contacts than hiking in glasses. So those will be coming with me all the way to Katahdin and writing some resupply boxes on the way there. All right, next category is in-camp clothing and spare midweek change clothing, and a couple of miscellaneous items. So I actually purchased this custom printed bag from Hilltop Packs. It's originally intended to be a bear bag, hence why there's a little hanger on it. This is not going to be a bear bag for this trip because obviously you guys have already met stickers, but I am taking this for all of my spare clothing items in camp, things that I want to keep dry because it's dining in a bag. That being said, I am choosing to also pack a bag liner with it, just in case, to 100% make sure that I always have dry clothes when I am in camp. Now, for my camp clothes, I have a pair of outdoor Sundick down booties that I purchased from Amazon. I also have this REI micro towel. This is a quick drying towel I'm going to be using to wipe down any condensation off of my tent before I pack away in the morning. I have a nighttime pair of ex officio underwear. I have a REI quarter zip base layer for wearing at night, and then I have a pair of merino wool smart wool base layer leggings for wearing at night as well. I'm packing just a gallon-sized bag to keep my nasty, stinky socks and underwear in when I switch them out midweek for a new pair of Injinji sock liners and Darn Tough socks. Now, at the behest of my mother, I am packing 2 pairs of spares, so that is for you, Mom. I also have a second ex officio bra and a second pair of ex officio underwear to change into midweek. I know that I don't need all of that spare clothing, but that is a personal preference. I like to feel slightly more human in the middle of the week, especially when summertime hits and I'm getting all hot and sweaty while I'm hiking every day. Now, unfortunately, because we've had some warm days, a lot of bugs are out, so I am going to start the trail with my trucker hat and my head bug net. And the final item in this category is my pillow. So this is just an inflatable Sea to Summit pillow. I'm going to be using in camp every night. A lot of people consider a pillow a luxury item. I consider it essential because I really don't want to wake up with a crick in my neck and then have to carry a 30-pound pack around all day. So this is what we're doing. Okay, so for navigational purposes, I am going to be bringing the 2023 AWOL AT guide. This guide is fantastic. I 10 out of 10 recommend it for any hikers who don't mind carrying the physical weight, although they also make a loose leaf version of the book that would not have the spine on it, so you can mail pages home and make the book lighter as time goes on, or you can also purchase a digital version. I am bringing some postcard stamps with me, just in case I find any cute postcards I want to send home on the trail. I'm choosing to carry a physical trail journal with me. This is a personal choice. I know this thing is heavy and is unnecessary weight because you can always record things on your phone, but for me, I feel like the experience that I'm going to be writing down is going to be so meaningful that I just really want to put it in a physical journal. I'm also going to be carrying my Garmin InReach Mini 2 with me as my personal GPS device, and it has an SOS button on the side. I'm also using the Far Out app, which is on my phone, which I'm filming on right now, in order to navigate. Now, I have a couple of just kind of miscellaneous items here as well. I have this little glow-in-the-dark thermometer, which does have a tiny little compass on it. It's going to be riding the outside of my pack just because I'm curious about how cold it is when I wake up in the morning. I have a space pen with a couple of ink refills for my notebook, and just in case the pen at the shelter has disappeared. And then speaking of shelter journals, I made myself a tiny little stencil to represent my trail name, which is Cobweb Rose. So I created a tiny little rose with a little cobweb on it. So if you are hiking on the AT this summer and you happen to see that logo in the trail journal, I have been there. Keeping all of that dry with this bag, as well as a second dry bag. Okay, next up is electronics. I am taking this also custom printed bag from Hilltop Packs. It is a like divided bag on the inside. It's Dyneema, so it should keep everything dry. And I do have a picture of Riley printed on there so that I can take her in spirit all the way to Katahdin with me. I'm going to be carrying 2 power banks. This is an Anchor 10,000 milliamp Power Core Slim, and then this is a Dark Energy Poseidon 10,200 milliamp power brick. I have a bag to make sure my phone stays dry. I also have a couple of USB wall chargers so I can charge all of my stuff at once when I'm in town. I have assorted chargers, like charging cables. And then I am taking a GoPro for windy days, as well as for point of view footage, riding on the outside of my pack. So I have installed the multimedia pod on the outside of it, and the like microphone cover basically does a great job with blocking out a lot of wind. I also have the backpack clip with that, which this is a little bit heavy, but for me it's going to be worth it to get the footage that I want when I'm on trail. I'm also taking my Atomtech tripod, which I put an image of here because I'm actually filming with my phone, my iPhone 14 Pro, in my tripod right now. So that is what I'm bringing electronic wise. Okay, next up is clothing for the elements. So I have a pair of Crocs, both for in camp and for river crossings. You guys will probably recognize these bad boys as having ridden my pack in multiple pictures from me on trail. I love these. They're fantastic camp shoes. Some serious waterproof, windproof gloves. They're pretty warm, so I'm taking them as my sole pair of gloves for this trip. I also have a polar buff. It is fleece lined, so in the winter time, this is going to be in place of my regular buff, and then in place of a hat should I need to stay extra warm. I have a little dry bag to carry all of my winter layer items in, and I am taking a Polartec EMS fleecy mid-layer to wear when it's cold in the morning and I want to get started hiking. For in-camp use, I'm going to be wearing my Cotopaxi. This is a Fuego down jacket. This is the 3/4 zip, so I have the ginormous Kanga pocket in the front, which I really, really love. And then for rain gear, I am going to be wearing the anti-gravity gear rain suit. I have both the jacket and the pants, and in case this jacket couldn't get any better for being as lightweight as it is, it does have pit zips on it. I'm also choosing to bring the Gossamer Gear umbrella. This is super lightweight and will help keep the sun and the rain off of me and my pack, so that hopefully I'll have to spend less time sweating and or wearing rain gear. Okay, last but not least, let's go through my fanny pack. So I am taking a Cotopaxi 1.25, might be a 1.5 liter fanny pack. I've always wanted a Cotopaxi, and this is what I chose to get. Riding my fanny pack on the outside is the Cersei Care. It's basically an off-brand Coola cloth, and this is a P-rag. So it has a treated antimicrobial surface on the inside, and then the outside is just your clean side for going #1 in the woods. I'm going to be taking a pair of sunglasses. I honestly don't remember what the brand of these is, but they are polarized and have UV protection with them, and they're great sunglasses. I have a Swiss Army knife. 10 out of 10 recommend bringing one of these on all of your hikes. Very useful item. Blistex chapstick, a Sharpie, spare GoPro battery, my phone charging cable, and then I have some corded headphones. I recently accidentally dropped an AirPod in a bucket of paint and had to revive it with some water to rinse it off and some rice. But I am petrified that I will just like lose one on trail now. So I'm just bringing the corded headphones to make sure that they come home with me again. I have a spare piece of polycro. This was just a little leftover piece from when I cut my tent footprint. And this is to go underneath my sit pad if I'm trying to sit in a wetter area, or to use as like a doormat to keep the tent dry. I have some hand sanitizer that's gonna be riding the outside of my backpack. And then I have my Nightcore headlamp, which I jerry-rigged a different band for to make it a little bit more lightweight. I have some Body Glide Foot Glide in here to help save my feet from blisters, a Rology cork ball for rolling out any kinks during the daytime, and then I have some Body Glide for her. Okay, and all that for a base weight of 26.2 pounds, including my fanny pack. Excluding the fanny pack, 25.6. Okay, so we have packed the pack, and for all of you ounce counters out there, I'm perfectly happy with my base weight right now. I'm going to be starting with all of this equipment, and if I decide that they are something that I don't want to bring with me on the way to Katahdin, I can always send it home on my route north. And I can't wait for you guys to join me. I'm going to be starting very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys will follow my journey north, both through this YouTube channel and also on my Instagram, Cobweb Rose on the Trail, and through my blogs on the trek under the author name Cobweb Rose. Please hit the like and subscribe button below, guys. It really does help my channel out, and thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to start walking north.